we went, hi, everybody.
Good morning.
And we're going live, and we know we're going live. What fun. I was on with another reader yesterday, and she was trying Zoom Live for the first time. She said, oh, I don't think we're on. And I had it on my phone, and I held it up. I said, there's the two of us on my phone. We're on.
Thanks, Karen. So yeah, I got I got burnt from the sun. Bubbling skin, 2nd-degree burns, and it still aches. It hurts to the touch a little bit my belly, and but it was good to get away and just relax and enjoy the resort, Jamaican people and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, it's changed a lot because I was there in '94.
It's grown a lot.
And the highway's actually bigger.
I told you I drove on a real highway when I was in Jamaica.
In '94, it was pretty much a two-way road from Eagle Bay to Ocho Rios, and scary, narrow. So on the bus, and now most of it's four-way. They go down to two at certain places, but a lot better roads. Everything's grown. When I was there, I was just amazed at seeing all these plywood shacks in the hills where people lived, and now everything's grown up. There's houses and expansion, and so it's amazing how many years.
Well, we got a question about my T-shirt, Scott. I want to show you this to you.
Oh,
it means I have to stand up.
Hello, darkness.
My old friend, solar eclipse.
Oh, coming.
It's coming.
What there's a one, the 25th.
That's the lunar eclipse.
And then there's an April.
And the solar eclipse is on the 8th.
April 8th?
Yes. They misprinted my T-shirt if it's not. Dallas is going nuts. I mean, I got this off the internet. But the whole Texas area is going crazy. And they're just, all the places that have an outdoor venue kind of area are having special things for it. And I get to sit on my front porch and watch it.
Nice.
I think they said it was 4 minutes and 42 seconds of complete darkness where I live. And it's a little bit more by a few seconds south of me. And now the little counties, they're all up and down the 34, the 35 corridor. They're posting warnings to their towns to be ready of an onslaught of, I guess they think it's going to be druids or something that come to see it. It's just very difficult.
The eclipse in Portland was magical. Be sure to check it out. Hopefully it's not a cloudy night.
It won't. If it's a night, it's not going to be a solar eclipse.
Oh, you mean the daylight where the moon?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking.
We have a lunar eclipse, though. Eclipses hit in cycles, and they usually don't hit too far from each other. Usually there's a lunar eclipse and then a solar eclipse. I have all the proper eye equipment. I can tell you. Thank you, Brian, but I already got my solar.
Nancy Jean's ready to rock and roll. Hey, Debbie.
Well, if you get them like months before everybody's focusing on it, it's much cheaper.
Oh, I'm sure. That old supply and demand thing. So what's going on in the world?
Apparently, we're sending troops to Haiti. Something's going on. Yeah.
I missed that.
This morning, I just saw that just before. Scott and I are so on top of things. We're sitting here 15 minutes before we go on. What do you see? What do you see? What do you see?
I think they're sending troops.
They're sending ships into the Gulf where they shot down 8 of the drones that the
Oh,
Houthis were
mhm.
trying to hit ships with. And it's not just the U.S. The force that's going in there is an international force.
Ugh, this is just so rough.
Mm-hmm.
So much conflict and pain going on around the world. It's hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Haiti's a mess. Violence, war, gang wars, and alien gang problems, drug related.
Well, it's the only way they make money. And, since we've done nothing to help them, and, we don't even give them the escape valve of coming into this country easily. I see no difference between the malfeasance in government in Cuba, and I know I'm going to get all sorts of Cuban Americans saying that's not the truth. But the governments have been so incredibly corrupt in Haiti, and we just turn a blind eye to it. And I understand because I'm a child of the 60s. I know the Cuban Missile Crisis and all that crap, but the it's a different. They're both very repressed people, and we have not done anything to really help them. So,
Earth Mama. Since the earthquake, it went from hell to worse hell.
mm-hmm.
And so much struggle.
Well, was the president's wife, the ex-president's wife, who'd been assassinated? The president had been assassinated. His wife was arrested for participating in that.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing with all the corruption, but yeah, I can't remember if you were on with me. We read on that when it happened. I can't remember who was, but I was getting she was involved.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't like to read on assassinations. I don't like. They make me creeped. Thank you, Jan Wag.
Yeah, it might have been just before you started joining me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that happened in September.
That happened a while ago.
That happened September of 22, I think.
Yeah, and we were not yet Sunday friends. I was watching the show, but I wasn't.
So, what's your read on? We've seen 45 got the bond for the 91 million, and the company's pretty suspect.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of people who are saying that the stockholders are going to sue because of how they bound the money down. So I would if I was a stockholder. I of course,
45 just defamed E. Jean again in Georgia yesterday, so they could revoke the bond because they're going to end up owning more.
Well,
Idiot.
We know there's a lot of big businesses, and especially the business that guy's in, that don't want any regulations of any sort. So you can pay them your money you're required to pay in order to own a home or do different things. I'm not altogether sure what sort of insurance that company issues. It's not a name I'm familiar with. I'm familiar with the name as a name, but it's nothing I've ever done business with.
Yeah, I mean, they have insurance all over Europe and Russia. They very well could be laundered money.
Mm-hmm.
But someone posted that they could only bond up to 400 million. That's what they're regulated for in the States.
Oh.
So that's out of luck for the other one.
So if anybody else needs bond money, this is probably not the place to go.
Not if you over 500 million now. Let's see what the story is about this bond.
So what is we going to ask? Are they going to find out it was suspicious? Is that our question?
Yeah, because Monday, I guess Eugene's team can dispute it.
They could start ripping his gold toilets out and throwing them out the windows as collateral.
I guess it's it's Kaplan, Judge Kaplan, ordered a meeting Monday.
Mm-hmm.
and Eugene's team can dispute it or something.
Mm-hmm.
What did he put up? Okay, let's just start with this.
What are we gonna do?
Just a general on the bond. I don't know.
Okay.
I think the story will tell it. I mean, maybe you do. Need something direct?
Okay, what I got is it's dirty, dirty money. But he did it to get rid of to get the debt off him. They're talking about it, but it's very underhanded. They don't want anybody to know about it. You got the high priestess, and it was not given in the spirit of in good spirits. When the cup's reversed, it means it's something really shady. And I also have that it may not hold. Something's going to come up because we've got the Knight of Swords not being able to ride on, not be able to move on, and it's got the devil's going to be revealed. So I have a feeling they're going to go after it and find out.
I got something too. I got that Knight of Swords also.
Yeah.
In the end, something's burdened with the Knight of Swords and a change in energy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the company's stressing out something, but yeah, it is something shady about it. The Moon, Six of Swords, and my Four of Wands. So it's like there's a collaboration between other sources
To get the money, right?
to get the money. You know, secret dealings.
Well, it's a publicly traded company, so there are a lot of federal agencies that can go in and question it.
So, what was the next one? Annette is asked about what he put up for collateral. Well, I got the tower. So, something to do with the Trump Tower, maybe? Maybe that's the only
Maybe that's
building he actually owns. I don't know.
he owns the golf courses, but that ain't that amount of money.
Not 90 million worth. No.
Mm-mm.
Of course, ain't 90 million. So yeah, there's some kind of so I got the Page of Wands. That's kind of like the new idea. There's some kind of strengthened funding, but it has something to do with the tower. But it's going to be a failure here. So it feels like it could get revoked.
Or not, or the court can't accept it because it's not sure it's real. You know, it's got to be sure that that's real money.
Yeah, I think they got to disclose what the collateral and all that. So
Otherwise, I could write you a $92 million bond, which the paper would probably burn up in our very hands. But
I don't have collateral. Maybe $92, but $92 million.
You got a nice piece of selenite behind you, but
oh, sweet darling. Why is Judge McAfee taking so long?
okay.
Um,
I'm going to put the way I'm going to word that question. Is he in the bag with the Republicans in the state to hold this off?
Well, there was a hearing after by the Senate Republicans, whatever, but they decided there's no justice to do anything about it, to reprimand. So that didn't fly anywhere. So you're concentrating on what? Oh, if he's in the bag.
Oh, dear. He's not just in the bag. He sewed the bag. He's riding the thing forward. They want him to get rid of this troublesome stuff from him. He's trying to look thoughtful and authoritative. He's kind of worrying that this might ride back on him. So the reason it's taking so long is he talked himself into this mess, and now he's trying to figure a way to get out without getting caught. But I asked if he was in the bag with the Republican Party, and that was 5 yeses and 1 no. But he's a Republican, so you know.
Well, he's done everything well up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. To me, it just feels like he was just trying to be proper.
Well, he took a lot of help on how much time do I need to give to this and stuff. But there's things that he could have called. Apparently, I don't know, because the Midas Touch practices law up in New York. But there's things that he could have called them into chambers for.
Yeah, true.
The whole thing should have been done in chambers.
Yeah. So yeah, I got him walking away from the situation. So yeah, there is. I think he is in favor with the Republicans here.
Mm-hmm. He's giving him more than enough chances.
Part of the family that's in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Conflicts in court. He's worried about. I think this feels like to me with the Tower, the Justice card, and all these Five of Swords conflicts. He didn't want to avoid anything bad, so it feels like he needed to take this actually to alleviate any issues.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's a mess. This is what I'm sensing from those cards.
Mm-hmm.
Avoiding the hardship with the justice system and the conflicts. In the end, I got him King of Swords. Here's apathy, getting this calmer waters and walking away.
Okay.
To me, that says this is no big deal after it's all done. It all looks like just to avoid conflicts of interest within the court and just do it right. But it's going to be a failure if he does, like take her off or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So there is conflicts there, but I think he's going to do the right thing and let it ride. But yeah, it was the whole thing was definitely a mess. He should have done it behind the scenes, but I'm just getting the reference of a transparency issue. You know what I mean? Like
he was trying to make it look like I'm giving everybody a chance. And then he let that hearing get totally out of control. And then I think he knew he was really in trouble when Fawny showed up. And she testified. I mean, they did not need her to come back and talk to them some more.
Yeah, it's a failure, but I don't see anything coming from it, as far as kicking her off or anything. Hey, good morning, Ann. Blue Tarot, hit the like button. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Is Putin getting his spies in every country government through the anchor baby programs?
We're one of the few countries that has the laws that allow people to have a child here, and that becomes their citizenship. Most countries don't do that. And I mean, they don't even have to be married to someone in this. I mean, there was this whole thing during early times of Trump where there were hotels full of women in Florida from East Europe and Russia having babies so they could have that name there. But Putin managed to fill this country full of spies. And if you don't know the whole story on it, but the guy who got rid of him who's the guy who they threw him out because he and his girlfriend were texting nasty things about Trump. That was with the FBI. Mm-hmm. He was in charge of that entire thing to get all those Russians out of here. That was just Putin's payback to getting him gone from the FBI. Peter Strzok. That's who it was.
Yeah, some of it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the new idea to create a family. Page of Swords, create a new spy. Yeah. There are other things going on. Something with travel to create heritage, but I got the Ten of Swords with that, so there's like a failure in that. It's like they may have used to, just travel here, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
People
Don't say too much, guys, because they were to change all those rules and say we're not going to live by that anymore, I'd be countryless because my parents were neither Canadian or Americans when I was born. So,
but I think our FBI's and
aware.
whatnot is very, into catching spies and whatnot. I got that with the FBI looking hard at any kind of spying and whatnot. Heck, we thought that fake Rothschild woman could have been a spy that was hanging out at Mar-a-Lago.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like a Russian. Thought that she had all these legal problems. She probably had a little chat with the FBI. Well, we'll lower your sentence or whatnot if you go spy on 45 for a bit.
Yeah, she couldn't find the right bathroom to get her stuff.
But yeah, haven't heard anything about that woman anymore.
Nope.
But the one time she tried to sneak into Mar-a-Lago and take a few pictures and whatever they were doing. Marianne, happy Sunday morning.
Yep.
Excellent. Yeah, there you go, Karen. Tomorrow we'll find out if the 92 million golden shoes fit. Diana just ordered a hoodie to match your shirt.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Beautiful. Yeah, I heard something about 2 weeks. McAfee was going to decide in like 2 weeks. Usually, any ruling usually takes that long to write it up and whatnot.
And they've got an argument on the table about using the phone records. The tower bings, they'll let you use that in Texas courts, but in some states they won't even let you use that information because there's so many ways it could be screwy. Especially in an urban area like Atlanta, it's very tricky stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to look at this question. What's 45's sole contract in this process?
Okay.
See what the cards say. Not ask if he's going to croak. My card has come up numerous times, which was my devil death card we read before. And I have the Grim Reaper basically figure on that card. So who knows? But there's a lot of death energy around him.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my Marchetti. This guy. He does these kind of drawings.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll use him.
45 soul card. Huh. Well, as a literal, I did not get the death card. But there will be a huge failure. Because I got the tower in the end. So I think there's going to be a huge failure one way or the other with his money. Along with the Ace of Pentacles. The Chariot feels like others taking charge of his money. The moon can be deceptive and delays also, but it's going to be catastrophic for the business. with the tower moon.
Mhm.
There it goes. There's some kind of tricks in play.
Mhm.
Um, it could be Ivanka or someone like that. But he's got a woman on his side trying to change some things to try to save money. You know, I think they may catch it, but I think they're trying to move some money or something, do some tricks here. The seven.
Mhm.
And got the double-edged sword of the ace
Mhm.
within the family.
Yep, that's what I got too. I think he's more worried about what they're doing to him.
Yeah, him and Ivanka were just spotted together at a cage fight or something Saturday night.
Mm.
So still in the graces of the family. So yeah, I think.
Yeah, my opening card was 6 of Cups, which is going back to the family. And then people he thought he could trust, he now understands his reverse Ace of Swords. He should not have trusted them, but he just wasn't looking at things rationally. And so the last card, I ended up pulling 3 clarifiers on it. It was the King of Wands. Somewhere in there, there's some male energy that has taken over his house. This deck has an extra card called the Palace beyond the normal suits, and this means it's all about the people in his enterprise and who he trusted. And he feels like he got screwed, and it's the end of the world for him. But it's all the cards that are in here. They're not the outsiders; they're the insiders that went to get him.
I'm gonna recheck with my deck I made on something.
Okay. I'm just going to flat ask if he's going to survive or be well enough to go to trial, because if he strokes out or something, that won't be the end, but it will be the end of him being able to be competent in his own defense.
So yeah, it's not really telling me if he's gonna survive it. I don't know. I see a major thing happening, but I don't know if it's the glass coffin or if it's just locked up and ill, something like that. But I got the double-edged sword again. Some kind of energy movement, and then transitioning, some kind of spirit, different thing. So there is a hint here that something happens, and whether it's being in bed in a hospital or transitioning to another world. I do have karma hitting him hard. The moon, 6 of swords, and the wheel of fortune, karma. This could mean passing away too.
Yep. When I looked at it this way, I got temperance was what if he could stay balanced. That would help. But it's got that he's losing all of his illusions and delusions. He's losing his those things, and he's got the 9 of Cups reversed in the right now. And then he got the exact same 2 cards coming out. The King. This is the King of Wands.
Okay.
Yeah, King of Wands. And that's the Palace of Wands, which is an extra card that comes in this deck. And it means it's all about his enterprises, because wands are enterprise and building businesses. And once I got the King of Wands is what's coming to get his stuff. But his whole thing, when you get into how he feels about it, it's all emotion now. It's not even the money. It's the emotion of I don't have. If everybody doesn't see him as a gazillionaire, he loses all sense of self-respect.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough time.
So,
It's his biggest fear is being broke, or the appearance of being broke.
mm-hmm.
Oh, let's switch it up.
Oh, yay. Let me.
One, I don't believe they will show themselves wholeheartedly until the people are ready.
Or they have to.
We have 40% of the population believe in 45 as a presidential candidate. So we're not spiritually there yet.
Well,
I'm gonna
that
grab,
45, those numbers are so screwy because they did not relate to who showed up and voted in the primaries.
yeah, pretty low turnout. Some probably didn't even show up.
Or they showed up for Nikki Haley. I mean, just didn't sit in their hands.
It's still sad when you see 60, 70% voting for him in a primary.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad.
But primaries have always been distorted. I mean, they were a product of after the 68 riots, the developing the primaries the way they are now. And it really is only when you're working in a race, all you worry about is that primary and taking care of the party faithful. And that's when they say then you have to pivot to go out and get voters from both sides. But having run a primaries are the weirdest. It's such a tight little group of people, and it's hard. I've said a couple times in the show earlier before the Super Tuesday, go look, see who's running in your area. If you don't like the guys who've been running, go help them see that they can get other people in. And what blocks that is the primary. But that was the other choice, was to have men in smoke-filled rooms picking the people we had. So we're asking, how will the world react?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
I use my ET Universal Oracle deck. So first I get no victim mentality. You control your own life.
Mm-hmm.
They are our ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
And the emotional feelings and divine guidance, heart and soul. So I don't believe they will show up until we are better people. This is saying we are victims, we're a problem.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be more balanced and divine before we'll
Mm-hmm.
let's see, what was the other ones? Love and connect with other souls. There's not enough love in this planet
Mm-hmm.
to show up. We're not chill enough.
That's you getting sunburned, Scott.
Pretty much. um, I think there's some healing coming from the universe to
Mm-hmm.
help. These are like vibrations, sound coming from our universe and our ET friends that are trying to change the vibration on the planet and us. So because this is not really saying how we'll react.
Mm-hmm.
I believe we will react fine, but the timing is nowhere near. I've always felt and sensed, kind of like the way the Senate needs a 2/3 majority. Once we eclipse that 2/3 majority kind of thing, 67, 70% of the people have opened up,
Mm-hmm.
then they'll show themselves.
Well, I have a slightly different reading, but they're definitely coming. And I asked for timing, and I'm using my Mystic Mondays. And I got the Eight of Cups that they're coming. And I think that we're going to have the first inkling of it in September.
Oh,
And
there's always little sightings here and there. And
yeah. And then it's all fours. It's the Four of Cups, which is, just sitting there waiting for the next thing to happen. So it's kind of the Four of Swords. I'm hiding behind this time to rest. And then the next one is the Four of Wands, which is to build a happy base. And that's what's going to happen. The thing is, it's going to be, first of all, I'm sitting waiting for the next action. then it's that I'm actively, there's the activity of really choosing to retreat. And then they're going to come out and they're going to try and build a base. And I see it as early next year. That's the Ace of Wands.
Wow. What kind of what kind of
I think
appearance you sense?
I think Putin is going to push us too close to using a nuclear bomb, and they'll come in on that. They've been in on that. They've been in, the European Space Organization, seeing all those strange vessels up much higher than our planes normally fly. And 3 or 4 parts of the agency reported it at the same time during the Christmas season when the Russians were really hitting into Ukraine.
I have to do a deeper meditation of where I think the big reveal isn't until like 2028.
Maybe the total understanding of what it is. But
I have to concentrate more off the internet here to see where there might be something next year. That's not something just popping in. What's going to happen?
No, I've been talking to people who deal with ET energy.
Oh, nice.
And I said, why do I keep feeling that they're coming? And that's because my elementals are really upset about them coming, because they said they're going to take credit for a lot of the power that we actually exert on the earth, because the elementals come from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to know more about that, watch my regular shows. I got to go out and visit Hogarth, my ley line tree, too, because it's coming up on that season.
Boy Neils. Oh my God. Debbie asked me to check in this guy for her. He's still cult like.
Yeah, don't. There are a lot of them are.
And that was 3 years ago, I think, or more. And he's still
Well, they've been around for a long time.
He's still in the cult. Just looking for questions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, let's check on Cheese Bro. He looks like he's in big league trouble all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he lied. He lied about something.
He lied? I'm shocked.
Yeah. He actually had a separate Twitter account that he was hiding from prosecutors.
Oh.
And he was messaging people secretly there. Yeah, he may have took a plea deal in Georgia, but and elsewhere, but he could be in big trouble. Okay.
Not only are the people around Trump insane, but they're sloppy.
True.
Yeah, clever.
Canada Cheese Bro. I don't think prosecutors are done with him.
No, he's not out of the woods. Not even close. He's struggling hard to try and build a new defense. And he just keeps moving on. Like if I say it long enough and loud enough, they'll believe me. But in the background, you've got the whole of the emperor's people turned on him. He's not moving forward. He's stuck with the Ace of Swords. And they're beginning to think he was even younger and less intelligent and more foolish than they thought.
Foolish? Cheese Bro? I got justice is coming upon him this summer. There may be new indictments this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So my justice card, Ace of Cups, Summer, then something new, Page of Swords, some kind of new sword upon him.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple indictments here. So I have my 6-8 of coins along with my 3-4 coins, which is my indictment card. And then the end of him with a death. So I think he's trying to work a deal. Yet, I think that was all a process of him. He was going around testifying everywhere, trying to give up information. But I think he's still gonna have a death of his and get indicted again. And it looks like this summer. It's showing here. He was trying to get out of the woods in the past, flying around all over the place with the chariot, trying to get out of his dark times and transition out.
Yep.
The mob, the GOP mob, the Chaos Caucus. That's in the past position. He was trying to get it out, but I don't think it's going to work. He has too many other things. So it could be other places. Jack Smith, he's a co-conspirator. I think Jack's going to bring indictments on him.
Speaking of Jack Smith, Scott,
yes,
can we look at the new pleading he's bringing? That immunity, none of that counts for Trump because his whole pleading, which they threw out after the presidency, Supreme Court's holding on to it supposedly on to look at the presidency. But can we check and see if this new pleading that he's supposed to come out with this week, saying that they should just go ahead with Florida because it was after he was president? He may have taken the documents while he was president, but he held on to them when he was clearly being petitioned to turn them over. And that should make Amy Coney Barrett come out of her shell. Because right now she's sitting there saying, I don't want to move if Supreme's going to do this or that. But this doesn't matter what the Supreme Court does.
Well, that's all up to it's all up to Cannon to schedule, right?
No, but he's going to the court. She's using what's happening in the Supreme Court as a reason to not move. This is my understanding of what's going on. And he wants to come in and say that has nothing to do with this. Put Florida up now. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, so that's going to be an argument.
Now he's going to make a pleading this week. Yeah.
Okay.
See if a pleading that Jack Smith makes this week will help move cases forward. Okay. Do you understand the question?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I was just trying to understand what you were.
It's gotten. I don't have enough wall space
in
a 3-bedroom condo to put up all of these, attach all the strings to all the characters here.
Do you think that's part of the briefs to the court for April?
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then yes, I have seen Ann Richards, the one woman show on her life, and it's hysterical. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's wonderful. Somebody brought it up in the chat. I met her a couple times when she was still governor here. Okay. Someone's suggesting you learn how to invest in sunscreen, Scott.
Well, for some reason I was like, I'm just going to get my cake burn on the first day, start getting a tan, and then put on this. It didn't work.
Listen, my genetics say that I'm like all Irish, a little bit of Welsh, and then the rest of it's all Viking. I just look at the sun in it. I'll get a burn in the solar eclipse, guys. I mean,
Well, usually I tan very well, but that was
not in
in,
that kind of sun, Scott.
that
It's a
was
lot
intense.
different.
That was intense down there. Jack Smith filing. Okay, lots of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the right. And
What I got is he got tired of having everything thrown back in his face and his documents getting anywhere. So it's a totally new defense. He wants to put the devil behind him and get over it. He's tired of feeling this kind of disappointment. So this is the Seven of Rods, and this is him. This is a new point of defense. It's going to be a new way to look at the pleadings to clear it out, to get the to get the materialism, the devil behind him.
yeah, I got the devil too here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out what this is supposed to mean. It feels more like feelings of the situation. So I have the devil, my bad karma card, and then the anxiety of the Nine of Swords. It feels like the Jack Smith's team is really upset.
Mm-hmm.
Sad it's went this way.
Mm-hmm.
All this BS filings and nonsense. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, this is how his team.
it's a broken feeling.
Yeah, they feel like they're stabbed every time they go anywhere. But this is the way to stab back. See, her court is sort of indicating out they expect her to move with this. It shouldn't. Actually, her case was the simplest one. Either he had things, he didn't have them, and
That's cut and dry. Besides all the top secret stuff.
yeah, and they're also going after Nada's lawyers for trying to create delays out of nothing.
But they're going to be victorious. There's going to be a huge shift coming up after this hearing. So I have the Ace of Wands, springtime coming, and Ace of Cups. Everything moves forward. Queen of Swords, the law will prevail. So I think after this crap with the Supreme Court, everything's going to be.
I think this is going to be their way to go around them, because everybody's going to sit here and wait for the Supremes, who didn't look terribly supreme on. Oh, I loved it when he nailed them in the State of the Union thing.
Their hearts all sunk when they got called out. That was beautiful.
Karen Louise, she's felt like the UFO dropped her off on the wrong planet. It doesn't work that way.
You're here for a reason, dear.
Yeah, I colored my hair purple so they wouldn't miss me.
You're here with this You're here to enlighten planet, to raise the vibrations, help with climate change by your thoughts. Okay. Good morning, Linda.
Okay.
Debbie was thinking 2026 for our ET friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I mean, how much more can they?
2026 to 2028, the big reveal.
How much more can they make their presence known than eating cows without, just sucking the stuff out of them? I mean, what do you guys want? Really?
True, but it's more about a reveal of walking down the street and saying, "What's up? Good morning."
Waving your 4 fingers at them.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure they'll.
Nano.
I mean, they could have come down in the 60s, and who would have known they were aliens, right? Everybody was so blasted and different.
Paul asked about that cold case and the priest and Dane. Actually, Andrea and I did that on Mystery Theater, that priest and Dane, because it popped up and it was close to home. But yeah, I think it was, trying to remember. This priest was stabbed in the church and never been solved. He was a proponent of, he was a good guy.
Priestly things, yes.
He was a good guy. Andrew and I were getting, there was some kind of cult or different kind of religion in that area. And then and it felt like a 17-year-old kid in this cult or in this another family outside the church, got him worked up to kill him. And I think
I got it was an inside job. It's people he knew.
It could have been.
I mean,
but it wasn't someone. But it was like someone not in his faith.
It wasn't part of his congregation.
It wasn't part of his congregation. It's like he believed in gay marriage, right? These people that didn't believe in this kind of stuff that he was promoting.
But would it be somebody that would have been on the rolls there? That's what I sense. They weren't even on the rolls. They may have been a family that was in trouble that he tried to help. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna look at the one thing. Was it anybody that was officially a part of his congregation? Ooh, did they beat him up or they stabbed him?
Yeah, he was stabbed to death. Beaten and stabbed to death.
Because what I got is a terrible headache. Yes, it was somebody who was actually on the rolls of that congregation at some point.
It feels like a spy in the camp.
Yes, and you're right about the 17-year-old. And have they reopened it and someone's talking? Because I see justice coming soon.
Really? That long ago?
Well, yeah, the further they get away from murder, the easier they are to solve. And they're coming to the point of feeling it's what they really need to do. And it's going to be a time for people to get some healing. So I think if there's some story it's going to break, I think it is.
Let's hope so. It's been a long time. 20-some years.
Or there may be.
Cases have been solved. Okay. Will in Arizona indict 45 fake electors before SCOTUS ruling?
Rose blue, I think they already have.
In Arizona? Michigan ones are indicted, but...
I know, but I think they've got some of the ringleaders. They don't have all of them.
Let me Google quick. Arizona alternate electors. Arizona investigators issued grand jury subpoenas. It's a sign that the state attorney general is nearing a decision to bring criminal charges.
Okay.
So it's not charged yet.
Okay.
They issued subpoenas. So they're in subpoena stage. That wouldn't be within a month.
Usually, yeah, when they issue them, they're ready to bring you in. They don't want to give you a whole lot of time to run around.
Oh, I was thinking subpoena for information.
No, subpoena for grand jury means
right.
You're either a target or a witness.
Right. Okay.
I used to sit on a grand jury, so I know that much.
I don't want to get my ego confused with what's going on here. Okay.
I think what I heard was who and what they were issuing the subpoenas about. And I assumed at that point they were moving. So.
We're in Arizona. Well, Fannie Willis said imminent too.
Well, yeah, I don't understand them having two grand juries. They should have gone with the first grand jury, and their
Yeah.
asses would have been passed before this.
Yeah. Wasted 9 months with the special.
We've wasted 4 years. I mean, they should have had paddy wagons at the end of the Capitol grounds and been shoving their little butts in it.
Oh, the Chaos Caucus.
Did you see how demure Lauren Boebert was trying to look? Or were you home for State of the Union?
I seen it, yeah.
And she was sitting next to Rapey McForehead, and they were trying to look, all, we're being serious. And Marjorie looked like she was at a farmer's market.
She was actually kind of quiet.
She didn't have to be loud. She had the red suit on.
She was next to Santos also. Okay. Indict.
Yeah, they let that piece of crap in there.
Yeah. He's not convicted yet, so he was allowed to come, I guess. So in the past position, I have breaking through the lies of what the people did with the Six of Cups and justice. Mm-hmm. So that's all about the investigating and doing the right thing. Taking the time with the Temperance. Five of Wands. It was a fight to get information. Mm-hmm. But cooperation with the Two of Cups. Then I have the Hermit. Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving of information, and then 10 of Pentacles. That's about getting all the right information and source. In the end, I still got a fight going on here, defending with the Seven of Wands. The Hierophant, the fake electors going to the federal government. King of Swords. You got the investigator. Is the investigator there, the AG, a male? The Katie Hobbs is a female?
I think it's a female, but
I got a King of Swords here.
That could be the judge.
It could be a judge, yeah. And then the Knight of Wands bringing it. So it's coming quick with the Knight of Wands here in an order.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I guess I got to use. So as far as timing, it sucks. Let's see. Arizona indict fake electors before ruling on immunity.
I don't see what they could say. Trump could do whatever he wants, but that doesn't mean those people didn't break the Arizona law.
Yeah, it have anything to do with that. Let's see. When will the Arizona?
Here he is.
I sense May. I think it's still 6 weeks off before they're indicted.
Yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of stuff going to hit in May and early June.
So I have that Temperance card, so there's still a little delay, but yeah, the guide's kind of showing me Mayish. It feels like after 45 gets convicted in New York for Alvin Bragg's case, and then they'll drop that. I don't think it has. It doesn't feel like it has anything to do with the immunity case.
No, the Attorney General of Arizona is a woman.
Okay.
Her name is Chris, but it is a woman.
Next. I would like to know if the Secret Service that protects Trump, do all them believe in Trump?
They have no choice about staying with him if they want to get paid.
Yeah, it's their job to protect Trump.
And they rotate them.
I don't think they believe it. It feels like duty. You know, that's their job. I don't think they like him. I think the orders have come around, you know.
Well, if any of the personal hygiene stories are true,
I would not want to be in the backside of him.
no.
I'll take lead.
Can you imagine having to sit in the car with him? Whoa.
Oh, just crazy.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, I'll see what 3 cards say, but I think it's his job. To me, it feels like all the Trumpers and whatnot have been either weeded out or told, this is your job. You do not have political favors, all that stuff.
They do it to get paid. It's the group they belong to. It's the values they have. I bet you all of them do get some sort of promotion after rolling through that duty. And
So
it's not their soul's content, but they may get hazardous duty pay. Who knows? They really, really don't see him as anyone they want to follow, and they're following whoever is the guy who puts them in that job. I don't know what the hierarchy is that chooses who goes there, but
yeah, I got the King of Coins. I think that's all about their finances. That's their job. And Ace of Swords, this is the truth. This is what you have to do. This is your power. And then I have an authority over them with the magician and kind of school them what they're supposed to do and whatnot. So it's his job. It's nothing to do with loyalty or anything. That's what they're hired to protect at this current moment. I would be praying for a rotation basis.
no, there is.
What's up with Leonard Leo? Oh, what's going to happen to Leonard Leo? Only dark money and influence into everything. What's going to happen to Leonard Leo? I'm thinking he's going to get cut off. I don't know if it's... it most likely would have to be some kind of legislation to stop this dark money and influence. The guy's telling me eventually he's going to get cut off. So I think it feels like Democrats, we get enough Democrats and proper legislation gets in to squash this dark money. I don't. Go ahead.
I see that he has his group around him, and everything was good. This is in the past, was all getting collegial, and then he ran into some problems he couldn't quite figure out. He got confused, and he had people coming in saying, "Well, we can help you. We can help you solve these problems," but it's done nothing but cause him pain, and the outcome for him is not certain at all. High Priest is reversed.
Well, it shows King of Coins, 5 of Wands, 7 of Coins. Infusion of money into the chaos. That's in the past. His influence. Just plucking money wherever he wants to do to sow chaos for his own dealings in the future. There's going to be judgment upon him. I mean, there's already judgment upon him. So I have judgment, 2 of Swords, Page of Swords. That's kind of like in the current. So we're already seeing that with all the judgment upon. So I have a Wheel of Fortune moving forward, things changing. Knight of Coins and 5 of Coins. So he's either losing money or he's not giving money where he used to.
He's not in charge of it. He can't direct it. He's relinquished his running of the Federalist Society, so he's not the one who decides where the money goes.
Oh, when this happened, when this change happened?
It was about 6 months ago.
Oh. Well.
And the pressure really came down about Clarence Thomas's RV and all that stuff.
Well, that makes sense here with that Wheel of Fortune change.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, there's a change coming. I don't think he likes this limelight. He was happy to do it in the background.
No, he's a little rat. They like to hide in the cellar.
So Chariot, 9 of coins, 10 of swords, and 9 of swords.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like getting stabbed in the back. Yeah, so it feels like he's running away.
Mm-hmm.
There's no justice cards here or any kind of indictments or anything like that. But he's running away.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking his money, but there's a lot of anxiety and trapped. 10 of swords and stuff, so it feels like he's running away for better times. I missed that. Where did you see that content? That he was removed or removed late?
Scott, you can't ask me questions like that. I read shit. Excuse me. I read items all day long.
Was this an article you
Mm-hmm.
seen? Okay, good. So yeah, his influence, he didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe an evil little devil, but he didn't like the backlash.
I think what bothered him the most was tying him. He didn't mind being tied to all the big legal mucky mucks, but when they got into how much of his faith was running all of it and how many of them were Catholics and all that stuff, I think that bothered him more.
Just looking for the next. Can you read it? And that was reading the book that Maxwell's writing.
I can tell you, I can give you one absolute fact about it. I won't buy it.
Neither will I.
But it's hard to believe there's any, unless she's using it to threaten people on the outside to get her out.
To me, it feels like a Mark Meadows book.
Yeah, no,
full of self-loathing and lies in between.
Right, and then he has to give the money back because his testimony exactly contradicts his book.
What else you got to do in prison?
Mm-hmm. They're probably not going to leave her with extra sheets, if you get my drift.
Okay. Oh yeah, Angela, I seen Biden caught on the mic about Netanyahu.
Yep.
Oops.
Well, sometimes those things aren't an oops. They want other people to hear it. So.
Well, it's true.
It's true.
He's an evil one. He's causing most of the problems there, and yet, Biden's getting blamed.
Ghislaine's book is because people aren't helping her out. She feels abandoned, and she's trying to get. She feels like it's the only power she has to get her word out, and it's kind of delusional because they're not going to come help her. Her out cards, her future cards are no one around her that she was bailing out through all that time gives a damn because they're all heartless bastards like she was. And this is not going to get her a safe harbor home. It's going to make the time rougher. That's her reasoning was it'll get someone to come help me. What'd you get?
She feels betrayed.
Aw. Man, you talk about insta karma in your life. Think about
She thought she had everything by the world. Queen of Cups, Ace of Wands, 5 of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
She feels betrayed by all these powerful people that she helped set up and whatnot. Then I have she's delusional.
Mm-hmm.
She's just dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
She's stressed while in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I think she wants to take some cuts at some people here with the Page of Swords.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it kind of feels like a healing process for her too, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have, she is locked up. This is the end. So 8 of Swords. She's restricted, imprisoned, isolated. So it feels like a recovery thing to release feelings too, but she's going to be scorning people with the Queen of Swords in this book. So it's healing at one point, and she's going to want to put a record to slamming some people that didn't help her.
Well, you know what the story about the Queen of Swords is. She goes around with her sword, stinging it in everybody's bag of bullshit. So,
But yeah, a lot of it feels like, some of it, whatever, it feels like her own little delusions because she was an evil monster, right?
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she's going to try to place herself as a victim of sorts in this book. And along the way, try to take some people down in a sense of that who didn't help her out. Bummer for her. Thanks, Ian. How you doing?
Yeah, you can go next vacation. You go see Ian, and you won't get a sunburn.
True. My Nancy wants to go to California next.
Mm.
Napa Valley and the redwoods and
Oh, we did that. My son took me there for one of my birthdays, and it was great fun.
yeah. So that's the next vacation she wants to do. Stay in the States and go to the West Coast area, northern California.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you pass Orlando, you get to wear sunscreen and you burn 50. Makes sense. Thank you, Rose. Note for next time.
Mm-hmm.
Like up here, I just get a nice big suntan. I never burn. Get near the equator, it's like a torch on me.
Mm-hmm. I have the kind of sunscreen that they sell in Australia. It's actually made in Australia. They have the skin cancer screening, like the bookmobile.
Yeah.
They pull up on the beaches in Australia because Australia was so the immigrants were so light skinned that they have the highest rate of skin cancer in the world, and I'd be right there with them. Actually, I had a melanoma once, but mine was non-systemic. Got it easier.
Craig. Yeah, that feels around that time frame. 2026 through 2028, somewhere around there.
And when Sterling said that, did he mention they're bringing CRISPR technology?
Good point. Um, 10:53. Am I miss? Okay.
No, it's not. Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, I'm trying to stay back
Mm-hmm.
where I was. We read and then I'm trying to find the next question to make sure we're on roll. Scotland Yard, are they investigating Trump? Yeah. He just got a judgment for the
Golf course in Scotland.
Christopher Steele case.
Oh, okay.
You got to pay $300,000 plus for the lawyers there
Mm-hmm.
for the fake lawsuit there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming Angela's talking about the possible money laundering in his
Golf course
over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been going on a long time. that stuff. Okay. I'll just think of the golf courses. Are they investigating him in any way with the golf courses in Scotland?
Oh yeah, I got a yes. I got a yes, 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 yes. At first, they had trouble undoing all the business dealings to figure out where to go. But there's a woman investigator in this that's really helping them. And this is another woman, maybe in front of a woman judge. But it's the end for him in Scotland. It's not going to turn
Right.
out. And I got the Knight of Pentacles upside down. So it's not his ideas about it are going nowhere. I think he owes them a lot of taxes too.
Well, yeah, there was some kind of report or article I read that he did the same thing over there with properties and loan and,
They're one price one day and another price the next. Yeah.
So I have a governmental authority along with them. So the Hierophant card along with Magician,
Mm-hmm.
and then my Four of Cups. So that's kind of like taking your time and thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there is a governmental authority that has been investigating along with the Magician here. Some kind of master in the, possibly like an accountant type that works on that, whatever. But it's been a long process. So moving forward, I have my Hermit, King of Coins, and the Moon. I think they've had trouble digging into the secrets of the money and how he did things and whatnot. So this has been a tough go here yet, moving forward. But in the end, I think they get there. There might be a little help. I have a female too. It also could mean help from another source. Page of Swords and Justice happening.
Mm-hmm.
Page of Swords. It could be a younger person. They get the flip or something like that. Could be Eric trying to get. Eric's the one that does all the deals, right? But they're getting to someone that did the deal work. But yeah, Justice is coming there in Scotland and his golf course at some point. Christine, the document case is most important. Traitor many ways. Wasn't there cattle mutilations prior found? There's been mutilations for 20 years.
Oh no, they go back to reporting in the 1880s in the newspapers. I mean, and I really think they're checking out to see how much radiation the cattle got. Because if you look at the path that the cattle mutilations follow, it follows the above ground testing we did in the late 40s.
Yeah, most of it's all on the west and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, it blew over a part of Tennessee and Kentucky. And I actually went to school with a young woman who she died when she was 23 years old. And she had a kind of cancer. And when they saw what it was, they knew that was the end. And she was a nurse. She'd already got her nursing degree. And she told me that it's centered on young female children that were in utero when those clouds went over. So, yeah.
Gene Hall, worst sunburn I ever had, playing in the waves in Panhandle, Florida. Sure was fun, though. No idea of burning underwater. I was stationed in the Panhandle, Matt Gates's district, for 2.5 years in the 80s, and I feel you. I got burnt there pretty good, too. Brian was wondering about a roll.
We got to be out of the suits we're in. And I don't know that he wants to take something that's that.
Oh, an AG role. Okay, I missed that.
Yeah, an AG role. I don't think.
No, I don't. I don't see an AG for him. No. His mission, just take down the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. I mean, the future's long. Could change his mind. Yeah, I'll toss 6 cards. See what is.
Okay.
What the heck?
We might even surprise ourselves.
Right. My eternal senses say no, but years down the road, he could be offered.
Mm-hmm.
What the heck, The great work he's done in this aspect, and Jack Smith. Okay.
Well, I do surprise myself. It'll be offered to him. And it's if he wants to take it, 9 of Cups. But he's seen so much going on in that department. He's had to go through so many lawyers because of problems. And he realizes there'd be people in there he really couldn't trust. So if it comes down to it, if you were to ask him today, he'd be the hangman. He couldn't make his mind up.
Yeah, I mean, that's a struggle. Being in a role in this special counsel, he's going to know a lot.
Well, and he's having to work with people that are in many ways in the AGs. And I think he's beginning to see how deep the corruption they were able to sow in there in 4 years got.
I'm sure. So I get the Chariot, Page of Swords, and the Fool. So leap of faith, taking on challenges. He's a strong person. Takes on things. Then I had the Moon, Knight of Wands, 7 of Wands. That's saying he wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
With the Moon in the end.
Mm-hmm.
Would he be offered? And on a short list, definitely. But I don't think he would want it. The Knight of Wands here is a younger man, right?
Mm-hmm.
The 7 of Wands is frustrated. So, like this part of his career, it's frustrating. He doesn't want to take on that challenge. When he widens it up, and 20 years from now, when things chill a little bit and the chaos is over, he may be more comfortable. Right now, it's just a lot of frustrations. The Moon is a struggle card too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the last thing in his mind right now. Is being an AG. He's working his butt off along with a lot of other lawyers to keep this country safe from an autocrat. Diana, the priest, was in Wisconsin. It was in the 90s, I think. I can't remember exactly when, but in Dane, Wisconsin, a priest was murdered in the church, and they haven't found out who it was yet. Where are we at? 124 already. One more.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Michigan. They've been indicted. A judge has ordered the head lady get arrested. She wasn't turning herself in. She used to be the head, and she signed a fake elector.
Oh dear.
The judge ordered her picked up because she wasn't turning herself in. Okay. Pending trials. Last one.
Okay.
I want to use this deck. Okay.
I'm going to use Giro Marchetti.
We have J6 and the documents. Will any of the pending trials be concluded before the election?
I'm going to do it in 2 lines. Documents in one and J6 in the other.
Documents case.
Ooh. Wow, I hope it's right. I got the J6. Someone's really feeling the pain of it, the Nine of Swords. And someone else is feeling it. They are trying to dig their way through the illusions and delusions, the lies. But what I got is the presence is the Nine of Cups. I think they're going to, they're talking to her about rearranging her timeline so it could go quicker. And when it comes, it's just going to go. And we have the right side of the Wheel of Fortune. That's J6. Documents. I've got the documents have been out of balance since the beginning, Scott. Imagine that. And really, I think it's been more frustrating for him in Florida for Smith than the other ways. But I also see the Hermit, which is someone who's taking all the thoughts and dealing only from themselves. And they're dealing with a fool. But the Page of Swords shows up and he carries forward. There's going to be some more lies, but basically those 5 cards come up a yes. So I think they're going to get whiz through the J6 and be into the documents, or get through the documents and then be ready to go on J6. They're both going to be before the election. And they may be because they're in trial. I don't see them totally completed, but I think if any of them's completed, it's J6.
Yeah, I have J6 completing.
Mm-hmm.
The 6 of Wands victory.
Mm-hmm.
Completion. 8 of Wands, the energy getting it done. We're in the 2 of Swords moment. Yeah, I got a victory here on J6. The documents, I have a Tower. In the end, so I have the Star, Lovers, and a Tower. The Tower is a collapse. Maybe it won't need to be done. I think it may start something like that because I have the Star. There's hope, getting things done, but then there's a Tower coming up. There's always that risk of him stroking out or something. But yeah, I don't see it. The Tower is not showing a completion to the documents case. That's a complete collapse, like it has to end, for him. It's still deal of error and all that. Because I pulled 6, but this is the ending. Page of Swords, there's his helpers. 2 of Coins, what they did for him. 10 of Coins is all the documentation and stuff produced. Could be the documents too. But yeah, I get a Tower in the ending. So the Star would say it starts. The connections are made in the documents, but then there's a Tower coming. My other 3 cards were 10 of Wands, Strength, and Death in J6. Death is the ending of the situation. To the delay, the past position. We're going through these burdens of the Supreme Court. We need but strength of case in it. It ends, and then, like I said, we had the victory coming. But yeah, there's a delay. I think it feels like it starts before the election, but may not finish.
Okay.
As far as 45 goes. So I would really feel like the J6 case with Chuck and could start in June. I don't think she's going to do that 77-day wait thing.
No, she's going to say you've had all this time.
Yeah, you've had this time. Just because you don't concentrate on it.
And she can pull that timing thing.
You get the hearing, get it settled.
To Delphi Ross, she put that if you get a postage paid, we want money mailer from the Republicans, and you fill the envelope up with folded up pieces of paper that look like they could be checks, and you stuff it that way and make sure it's heavy and send it back to them. If it's postage prepaid, they have to use their money to pay for the postage. This is an old campaigning trick, but used to piss me off, and it's, better you spend your time and money if you have any to contribute to candidates you like.
All right.
Yeah, that's true. I would love to see them. That's where I thought their next frustration would go, is go into the GOP and start serving on January 6th stuff. But
target letters. They got target letters. Letters, no, but I got subpoenas. We know Perry got his phone seized and all that. Yeah, I'm not getting target letters. I'm sensing like they've been subpoenaed. Some of them have been subpoenaed for stuff. Because I got in the pass position with my 3-4 of coins, which is documentation, but subpoena.
Scott, I got that they've gotten target letters.
Ooh.
Queen of Swords, Chariot, Wheel of Fortune, Knight of Cups, meaning they were probably being talked to seductively, and then they whammed them with it. And the only card is the World Reverse, which means it's not at its completion, but they're out there.
Target letters.
Maybe that was why Matt was trying to look like a good boy in the State of the Union.
Yeah, I'm seeing documentation kind of stuff, but
no, they have to tell them if they're going to charge them. They can't just ask for information and then come back and charge them. Well, there is a deal where they can say you can either be a witness or.
I think you're right. They may be like filled out, but I don't think they've been sent yet. That kind of feeling.
I swear to God, somewhere I heard they'd gotten it, and that could have been my guides trying to make me go to sleep at night. But
it could be. Okay, let's break. Now I don't know which deck I pulled these cards out of.
Mine are also different. It's not hard to sort them back.
Well, I have two when I had my decks, I used one company first, the one that Andrea used, and they were pretty more expensive and harder to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with another company. So I have two tarot decks.
From
two different.
Oh God, no, I don't have that. I don't have.
So I'm like, now which deck did I pull it from? Anyway, inspiration cards.
Okay, I'm gonna roll in the garden because I can, because it's already set up since yesterday.
Deanna goes, sealed indictments. That very well could be. There's some kind of documentation I got on them, but in my throw, it dropped in the past position or current, not the future.
Here, that's okay. I went to do my garden and I only had 4 crystals. That's not going to work. Okay. I'm going to ask for the coming week. Let's see if I can get this a little bit.
Roll it up. Roll dice.
Throw the stones. Coming week. I think it's going to be an interesting week. Ooh. And it's all stuff that's it's all playing out in the fall. That's winter, spring, summer, fall. Now in the summer, we've got the Earth, emerging from, got body emerging from Earth, which means some real big changes are coming. Physical changes, changes we can see. And all the rest of it's out here. We've got spirit and solar plexus. Much is coming forward that can transform and transmute. So something's getting ready to really change. Clarity is in. This stone is a clarity stone. It's in restate. And it says the problem is the dilemmas have not been well defined. So they're having difficulty figuring out exactly how to proceed. But in the past, we have the mind and the values card. And the mind says that the situations are going to be think, and rethink, which will frustrate the crap out of us because that's not moving forward. And they're going to look back at the patterns they've had to live through so far to see what's the next thing to do. And but the values are going to be there. So with these two so strong on the change being positive, these are not bad. And somebody's doing some creative thinking because the brain falls into sacral, and the mind is we're going to see a whole lot of creative moving around this week, and it looks really good because these two stones are so strong, and they're setting it up for the fall. So they want it done in the fall. What you got, Mr. Scott?
Okay, I got the decision card.
Mm-hmm.
What is 15 again? Is that the hangman or death?
That's a hangman. Death is 13.
13, okay. Keep forgetting. But yeah, the decision, the hangman. So that's like about releasing, and that's like detoxing yourself, releasing any unnecessary worries and lack of self-confidence.
Mm-hmm.
We need to always remember to release the negative, and then things get much better with the wheel. Release the negative and you have new beginnings. Things get all better. And then the 4 of coins. That's when you give, you also receive. Be resilient to change. Extremes in how you save and spend your money. It also can be balanced in your soul and how you feel. You know, it's like holding on to the better things in life than the tragic and the toxic things. So everything gets better when we release and detox. You know, even like our body, you know, taking detoxing from things that we need to get rid of. You know, water helps flush out detox, you know, and even some good vitamins can detox your body. And that all helps with balance too. Body and soul. There you go.
Well, it's going to be a time of, and it's really important to remember that every time you let them dump that poison in your head, you know, and they're like, they had everybody so terrified that the world was going to think Joe Biden could walk across the stage. And look what he jumped up and did. Now he walked across the stage, he walked across them.
Joe was bringing fire. Especially, like you said, too.
Thank you, Carolyn.
Bless you for the donation. I liked it most when what he did to the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Called them out there.
Just because
you just feel the pain and like, oh crap. Anytime someone gets called out in public, your face just goes down and you're like, I'm gonna hide.
Thank you, Rose Blue.
That was great.
Yana DFL rocks.
He's not going to have a very good May.
He's not going to have a very good day ever in the rest of his life.
Coming up in a few weeks, he's going to have to sit in a trial for 6 weeks.
And like we spent a whole lot of time today discussing the various and problematic people that have been thrust into our life through politics. But the last comment in the feed right now is Joe's speech was awesome, and we need to up that kind of speaking about what's going on. And not that he's old and all that other stuff. I mean, they're all old. I'm old, but doesn't mean that I'm not sensible and reasonable.
Dark Brandon starts again.
Did you see I think you were out of town when he was on with Seth Meyers.
Yeah, I missed that.
And he was talking with it, and Seth Meyers said, well, you kind of really like to play with this Dark Brandon stuff in your campaigning, don't you? And when they cut back to Biden, he had on the aviator glasses. And he goes, yes.
Well, you got to embrace it.
Well, yeah, you can't let them run around saying that kind of. I mean, that's what the Republicans do to Democrats all the time. They take a phrase that the Democrats have and they weaponize it and use it against us. And it's about time we started weaponizing some of because their phrases are a hell of a lot stupider than ours.
Yeah, Kerry, he was glitching bad again. Every speech he does, he can't say words. He's not gonna make it. Whatever drugs he's on to try to stay focused is getting worse and worse.
Well, I mean, can you imagine the amount of pressure? And of course, I realize you and I have a soul and a conscience, which makes us
It helps.
a little more vulnerable to that sort of thing. But, and I think he has a soul somewhere deep down inside him. And I have a friend who says, you'll never really be rid of that kind of evil till you surround it with pink light. I don't think I have that much pink light in me. Thank you. But, it's true. If you wake up in the morning and you think about the positive things that are going to happen to you that day, and I know when you're waking up and your body's half melted away, that's hard, Scott, but take a stab at it.
Uh-huh. I figured out the deck.
Good.
Which way I was supposed to go to.
I was right. He's constantly going to ask another question. What's the deal?
Words are hard.
I want to thank everybody who came over and visited when Scott wasn't here with this helpful guidance. And
I got the email that Joe's campaign is supposedly giving away a free trip.
To where?
To New York City to meet with him.
Oh, okay.
Him, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton.
Oh, cool.
So I donated $46 to get in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Go to New York for a weekend, and I don't know. I don't know if they're having a campaign thing or what they're doing, but it's all over social media about this promotion.
I won't put my money in, not because I don't think it would be fun, but I've already met them all.
I haven't met any of them.
You find out your whole life.
I have a buddy that I used to work with. He told me he was when Joe was campaigning in 2020 and they came to Milwaukee, he was the limo driver for him.
Oh, cool.
And he got to meet him, and he sent me the picture of him standing with Joe at the convention or whatever was going on in Milwaukee that weekend or whatever. But yeah, he got selected to be the driver, the limo driver.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. I hope it's not a scam like Trump would do.
Yeah.
I hope the campaign posts who won.
So you're not going to end up with a bunch of gold sneakers that you couldn't wish on your worst enemy.
Right. Then I ended up donating $25 to a lady that's running against Van Orton in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a bad dude. He was a moron there. He was the guy that was screaming in the
He was a Mormon or a moron?
moron.
Okay.
He was one of the guys that was screaming in the speech by the State of the Union. He was one screaming out liar and other things. Yeah, he's a fool, and we need to get rid of him. So after
I'll tell Sean because he's writing up the walking programs for Wisconsin.
I can't remember where he's at. I think it's southern western Wisconsin, but
if it's really rural, they probably won't get walked because unless they're in a little town. But you don't walk campaigners from farm to farm. It's just make any sense.
It's generally more rural, but it is a winnable seat for the Dems. It's always been real close. It was held by a Democrat for a long time until 45 came along.
Is that area that woman used to be the voting judge and they'd find boxes of ballots under her desk?
I don't know. Haven't heard that one.
Oh no, she became infamous for the kind of corruption that's going on up there. They caught her 2 cycles in a row. Now the first cycle you could say, oh, maybe she just did forget they're under her desk. But 2 cycles in a row? No.
No. Any question to deal with politics, money, policy, it's going to take Dems holding 3 houses.
Mm-hmm.
Then things will get done. Be nice to have 60 Dem senators and, a 20 plus in the House, and then we can get things done.
I think the House may shift. It's one thing Sheila and I saw last night. We both think the House may shift and Jeffries will be the speaker before the end of the year.
We seen that. We read on it.
I know. I told her that's what you and I keep saying. So guys, just think about
when. We don't know, but this is a long way to go yet, and the guy's a moron. Is Cannon trying to get Trump's case thrown out? He can't get it thrown out.
She can't throw it out.
He can't throw a case out.
It's in trial. I mean, it's ready to go to trial. You can stop it so the trial can't start, but
yeah, if you want to delay, but you can't have a case thrown out.
If you want the master class in there, just read anything with the word Paxton in it in Texas and how he's managed to avoid for almost 8 years civil trials over misuse of secured instruments, meaning he defrauded people.
Yeah. Jack's team would go 11th Circuit so fast if she does anything ridiculous, but
oh yeah, they're ready for it to come to him too.
She's ready, She's been seeing the light a little bit here and there.
Enough to save her butt.
Funny, I have a buddy that I was in the service with that lives. He did 28 years in the Air Force, and he was from Rome, Georgia, and I've been there. I went to his house one weekend when we were stationed together. It's a nice area. Rome's a pretty decent sized town, but he's retired now. He bought a bunch of land and built his house. He's living the good life. I don't know his politics, but he was a good guy. And you see what Josh Shapiro's up to. Good things.
Yep.
You look on his Twitter, he just came out with he wants to give for families under 70,000, it'll cost their child $1,000 a semester to go to college. That's
public university, right? The
public state university. That's his plan. He's got to get through Congress, but Josh is doing good things.
He got the road fixed that everybody said was going to take 5 years, the one that collapsed.
Oh, that bridge or the overpass? Yeah. That was crazy how they got that quick. Katie Porter's future.
She's going to go in the next administration in a really good position. That will make all those business people shudder.
I
They'll
think
see her coming
we
down their hall.
read on her. I think we read on her a long time ago when we were both getting nope.
Mhm.
Ship's gonna win. She's not doing herself any favors about what she's saying lately. She just
Well,
keeps up. Shush. But yeah, we were both getting some kind of position. Like I don't know. I can't remember what it was. Well, we were thinking, but yeah, we did see some kind of.
she was brilliant. She was wasted in Congress at times. Although when you saw her coming down the hall with the whiteboard, you knew you were in trouble. And she has a way of clarifying things.
Oh, Rome, Georgia gave us the B-52s. Didn't know that. Bibby's afraid to get prosecuted.
I think it's kind of ironic talking about BB's come to Jesus moment. But
Yeah, good point.
who, that guy, the faker that we don't acknowledge?
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, the Senate would bore Katie out of her mind. She'd be better in an active role. She's like Buttigieg. He's really good at the department he's running, and he's really smart.
Yeah, can you imagine? 7 years. Thanks to 45, trying to bring balance into this crazy world.
Yeah, it'll be 4 years on March 13th that Texas was closed down because it's my son's birthday. And I remember that's the last party I heard anyone having. And they all knew what it was. And they were all standing in the little house that he rented in the four corners of the room as far as they could from each other.
Porter for governor.
No.
It feels like she might toss it around later
Mm-hmm.
because we all know Newsom's running in 2028.
So
I think she might have an exploratory committee or something, but I don't see it happening. All right, we better let you go. It's already
we gotta go, Scott. We've been here for an hour and 52 minutes, and
I gotta go see my little granddaughter too.
Uh-oh. The really important things.
Was gonna go yesterday, but she wasn't feeling good. So my daughter said, "How about tomorrow?" Okay, we can do this.
It gives your stomach one more day to heal before you're holding her and going, "Oh, shoot, get out!"
Yeah, I can't believe it. All the skin came off, but it's still red. You push on it yet, it's.
Did you get any of the spray that numbs your skin?
What's that?
Go to the pharmacy and ask them for a spray that'll numb your skin. Trust me. They make such a thing, yeah.
All right, blessings, everyone. We'll have to try to remember that to look at Governor Hogan.
Oh, Noxema. Do not put Noxema on it. You will regret it for the rest of your life. It's got like minty stuff in it. No.
Oh, yeah, that could burn. No mint.
No mint. Allogel. That'll work.
Aloe vera is best, yeah.
Anyway, enough of healing, Scott. We're turning into a healing show. Bye.
Love all. Bye.